Ladies and gents, I'm Crypto Kid and welcome back to another video. Today I'm actually flying, so I'm recording this from the lounge. I'm going to be going to the US for a very nice vacation, but of course Bitcoin never sleeps. I basically don't too, so I'm going to be recording a nice TA video for you guys because Bitcoin, well, we're trading at $30,500, but we could be facing we are facing a very critical resistance for Bitcoin, and there is a lot of stuff that I want to be talking about in today's video, so make sure to stay tuned until the end to get the full information. But guys, if you do want to trade Bitcoin, the exchange I'm currently using for our now 2.5K challenge for the channel is Bitflex, and honestly I've had a very good experience with them so far. I could definitely personally recommend it, and if you use a link in my description below, you can actually get a chance to winning an Apple Watch Series 8 giveaway, which is actually very nice. All you have to do is go to the link in the description below, and don't forget to like up. That would be insane if you guys smash the like button. That would be perfect. All you have to do is press the link in the description, go to site, and also Bitflex currently doesn't require any KYC at the moment, so it's actually very easy to create an account, deposit, and begin trading. So if you do want to do that, make sure to check out the link in the description below. But let's head into Bitcoin analysis. Now there are some news events that I want to get into, but I want to do that later on in the video. You can check the timestamps if you want to skip to them, but I highly recommend watching the TA. Now if we look at the immediate short term, we actually called this bullish pennant very nicely in our previous TA video, and it was a very nice breakout. I actually opened a trade, but then I put my stop loss in break even, because of course you should never make a trade that's winning money lose money. And the reason why I put my stop loss at break even for this trade is because on the weekly we're just at a very important level of resistance. In fact, if I get rid of these news events, you can see more clearly how big of a resistance Bitcoin is currently trading at. And this is why I don't want to be opening longs. The perfect time to opening a long position was a couple of days ago, and that was when we called this falling wedge pattern on the weekly chart perfectly, and we called the exact price target at the swing high at $31,000. So a massive congratulations if you guys did decide to take that trade. Now from a bullish perspective, right, we are forming a higher high on Bitcoin's chart. So in fact, if I show you like so, and let's copy paste this arrow, we are currently forming a higher high for Bitcoin. So I just need to unlock my arrows, and boom. So there we go. We've formed a higher high for Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, which is something very beautiful because of course it is incredibly bullish. I mean, this candle isn't closed yet. It will close in 3 hours and 42 minutes, but we can confirm a higher high on the weekly chart, which means that we are in a uptrend. Now that is absolutely perfect, but again, we need to watch out for this massive level of resistance. So what do I think will happen, right? In the immediate short term, we can see some consolidation within this range, in my opinion, and we are forming this massive ascending triangle. And if we look at the target for this massive ascending triangle, right, and we put it above right over here, we can see that the target for this pattern is going to be at $46,500. Now, is this possible? Yes, I do think so. It's not going to be tomorrow, in my opinion. I do believe that we will see some consolidation at least for a 2-week period, in my opinion. And then if we break out of that with even more bullish news, or when more institutional volume comes in, then I do think this $46,000 target is not out of the question. Now the question is, right, the question you're asking, will you be trading it? Will you be opening a trade? Not in the larger time frames, but I am thinking of opening a trade on Bitflex because we are forming, if you want to call it, you know, we could be calling it a descending triangle, right? You can adjust it so it's a bit more of you can make it a bit more of an obvious descending triangle, right? You know, you could adjust it slightly more. So I'm going to call this a descending triangle. I'm going to adjust it like this. And yeah, we could be trading this if we like to. I mean, the target you would measure from here, and this will give us a target of about, let's say, to the next, it will give us a next swing high. So at 31.6, will I be trading this? Well, yeah, I think I will be, because if we have a look at the news events, right? So tomorrow, the SEC actually approved the first Bitcoin futures ETF, and it will be operational from tomorrow onwards. And it will correlate with the CME Bitcoin Futures Daily Roll Index. Now, this is super nice because, of course, institutional traders usually cannot use leverage because they don't use normal exchanges. So a leveraged Bitcoin ETF is actually pretty insane and could bring a lot of institutional volume into Bitcoin. So it's looking pretty bullish. And on top of that, right, I don't really like to short in an uptrend. So I do think that this could break towards the upside. Actually, you know, it's so funny. We called this other bullish pennant over there, and I put it on my Telegram channel, but I accidentally used the different image. I used the same image from here. So I'm actually going to delete this because this was my mistake because I was in a rush, right? When this happened, it was a pretty big move. I did open a position though. I just put my take profit at break even, so we didn't lose any money on that trade. As you can see, we just lost money on the fees. So we're still at the 25K, not 25K, 2.5K actually. So actually, if I show you the chart, there we go. So we're still at the 2.5K for our trading margin. We only lost some money on the fees, right? But what should I do? I mean, I want to open a long. Let's open a conditional long with a bit of a more controlled stop loss, right? So I'm going to open the position if we do end up breaking, right? I'm going to put the take profit at this resistance here, and I'm going to put the stop loss at this wick, right? Just below this wick over here. So this is what I'm going to do, and this is going to give us a nice risk to reward trade, right? It probably, I mean, there is a high chance that we do break towards the downside, right? Over here, you know, we could do two conditional positions because we could end up forming a head and shoulders pattern on the 4-hourly chart, which is possible. So I'm going to open two positions, two ways, just in case. So if we do end up breaking below, I'd say like around here, I think will be my confirmation, right? I'm going to say right there, I'm going to put my take profit. So let me undo that. I'm going to put my take profit at this level right there and put my stop loss, again, pretty tight at this level here. So we'll have nice two conditional trades set, and I'm going to show you how to do this exactly now on Bitflex. And again, if you do want to copy my trading style, right, of course, always do your own research before trading or investing. But if you want to trade with my style, you can head over to Bitflex. So you can actually, if you're learning TA, just, you know, look at my analysis and implement it into your trading much more easier if you use the same exchange as I do. So what we're going to do is we're going to set our two trades. Our first trade is going to be at the $30,610 level. So if we put that here, you know, usually I would copy my charts onto Bitflex or my chart, you know, my exchange chart itself. So let's do that, right? Let's quickly put a trend line from here, and we will see that the breakout will actually come at the 30,670. But, you know, the reason why I think we could see some bearishness is because of this bearish divergence also on the weekly graph. If we have a look, right, we are forming a bearish divergence. So I'll be honest with you, right, I do think the short position will likely play out a bit more nicely. So in these two positions, yes, one could get stopped out, but to be honest with you, I am more hopeful on the short position itself. So if we do manage to break out though, right, if we do manage to see a breakout, that's going to be at $30,610. I'm going to do very low leverage for both of them. So let's put our our breakout trigger price over there, and we just copy our trigger price for the order price. And I'm going to do, you know, for my long position, I'm going to do 5x leverage. We're going to put about you know what, for our USDT value, I'm going to put $100, right? I want to put $100 for this long trade, not something too crazy, right? So we can set this open long confirm, so we will have this conditional order. But what I'm more hopeful on is actually this short position, mostly because of this bearish divergence on the RSI. This we will open at 30,057. It looks like I can move it up a little bit more. We can move it to, yeah, let's keep it there. So let's look at the breakdown for here. So if we copy our analysis, right? If we copy our analysis, then the breakdown actually results to a lower level at like $30,000, but we want to trade a bit more aggressively. So if we want to trade a little bit more aggressively, then we can put our position, right? I would say, I think a reasonable place to put it would be at, so I'm just trying to get this perfect. So let's put it below 30,310. So let's put a short at $30,310. We just copy this to our order price right here, And I'm going to do this with a bit more leverage. So I'm going to do this with a tiny bit more leverage. I believe the other one was a 5x. So I want to do this at 10x. And I'm going to do a $150 trade for this one. Now, again, we will put the take profit and stop loss later on. So let's press open short. Everything is cool. So we will have these two positions. Now, again, I'll show you my take profit and stop loss because what we will do is I'll actually manually input the take profit and stop loss afterwards. So our stop loss for this long position will be at $30,330 roughly, and $31,240 will be our take profit for this long position. For our short, the stop loss will be at $30,540 and our take profit will be at the $29,850 level. So this is what I'm looking at. And another reason why I'm a bit more hopeful on the short is because tomorrow, if you guys remember, Robinhood delisting the 3 major cryptocurrencies, they will actually cause a forced sell tomorrow. So the forced sell will happen tomorrow, and I do think that we already had the dump for these tokens when this news was out on June 9th, but I believe that a small dump could happen, and it will be a nice time to DCA into some of these altcoins. But again, when altcoins fall, right, there's usually that correlation in the entire cryptocurrency market. Now, the final thing that we want to look at is the DXY. The DXY is actually rising, but Bitcoin's kind of lost correlation with that, so nothing too much to comment about that. There is a CME gap, but honestly, I'm not too, I don't like to trade CME gaps in my personal perspective. Yeah, they do tend to close, but I think it's more applicable for the stock market to Bitcoin. But guys, that is it for me today. I'm going to be boarding very soon. So thank you so much for watching. Wish me a safe flight. And guys, I will see you all in the next video very soon. Take care, everyone, and bye-bye.